Hi! I don't see you on my computer screen yet. Hi, everyone. There we go. A commercial? What the heck? Hi, Earth. You're on Earth? How many of you wish you weren't on Earth right now? And that maybe we are on some utopian planet where things are not completely turned upside down. All right. So does everybody see me and hear me? Am I live? I'm live. Okay, Ralph. Hi, Ralph. Thank you. So yesterday we just did the premiere. The last couple have been a premiere, but I want to give a special shout out to the moderators. Big round of applause. Actually, I heard from Edie earlier today on Patreon that last night's Black Lives Matter video was a lot of whack-a-trolls. Right? There were a lot of whack-a-trolls. So I want to thank Edie. I want to thank Paige. I want to thank Ralph. And sometimes AJ is here, so a big round of applause. Just say thank you to our moderators who help keep this place somewhat sane and free of ugliness. So okay, now I can pop out the screen so that I can see all you guys. Wait, where'd you go? How do I pop it out? All right, anyway, I can't pop out my chat. So give me a second here. My chat seems to be stuck. Pop out chat. There it goes. All right. Hi. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm going to be reading chat for a minute. I do have questions I'm going to answer. Sadie is on the floor eating a bully stick. So hopefully she will be occupied for a while. We went for like a 3-hour hike today. I'm about 1.5 miles from a lake, my camp is, and haven't been there in about a week. And so today, because I've been working too much, poor Sadie. Can you hear me okay? Everybody can hear me okay? Simply Misty wants to be a moderator, and sorry, but I don't know you. I don't recognize your name, so I appreciate that. How about once we get to know each other better, I will make you a moderator. How does that sound? Is that fair? And so anyway, yeah, we went to a lake today, the lake near where I'm camped, and had a good few hours just hanging out at the lake. And Sadie got up to her chest, and I just kind of sat and relaxed for a while. It's kind of nice. So let me say hi to a few people while before I jump into the questions. So this is a Ask Me Anything. I'm gonna open it up. You can ask me anything. It doesn't mean I'm gonna answer anything, but I kind of say that tongue in cheek. Most people aren't gonna ask me, too personal things, I don't think. So I do have some questions because I posted this on Facebook and Patreon and all my social media, Twitter and everything earlier. So I do have some questions, but you can also ask me questions. I will be scrolling through the comments from time to time and answering some of your questions as well. So how y'all doing? How many of you do not watch my Tuesday videos? Just out of curiosity. Any political questions, by the way, I will save toward the end because I know not everybody, I know everybody doesn't like the politics, and that's why I have given you all a choice to skip Tuesday videos if you don't like politics or current events or history or learning. Sorry, I had to throw that in. And they're not. Are they political? What do you guys think? Are my Tuesday videos political? So, all right. Enough about that. Okay. I want to say hi, TD Hawk. Hi, Carla. Hi, Tony. Hi, Gypsy Carol. Anima. I hear that a lot in therapy. Anima. Is it Anima or is it Anima? Is that the same thing? I don't know. Esther says it's informative. Thank you so much. Jane, of course, I know you do. Cindy says that she loves my Tuesday videos. Heidi wants to know, okay, I'll go ahead and answer this question since I see it. Heidi wants to know if I'm ever going to settle down in a tiny home. So interestingly enough, and this is going to kind of tie into a question I'm going to answer later. I was just talking to someone today. I keep meeting viewers. I'm in a pretty popular place, and I've met, I don't know, half a dozen viewers. I'll be walking Sadie or hanging outside my rig, and somebody will go, Carolyn? And so I've been getting recognized quite a bit, more than usual. Probably because I'm sitting in one place. I've been sitting in one place for a while. But will I eventually get a tiny home? So I don't know. I think I've been talking about a lot lately, like in my land video. So my vision, and as I was telling the couple that I met today, my vision right now, what I still dream about, that I was kind of hoping 4 years ago living in an RV would cure, and it hasn't, is that I just wander into the woods with a backpack full of supplies and build a log cabin and grow my own food. And I don't want, like, I've said that I think about homesteading, but I'm looking at some of the homesteading videos on YouTube, and that's not the type of homesteading I want to do. I want to live very primitively. I want to build my own one-room log cabin, just a little tiny place to sleep, chop my own wood, grow my own food, maybe even hunt or fish. I mean, that's really what I want to do. And like I said in the video about whether or not I want to buy land, I'm not going to make any decisions right now, and I'm still saving money right now. I don't have enough money to buy as much land as I want to buy, and right now it's like, either do I want to buy a used Toyota truck, or do I want to buy a small piece of land? So I'm not making any decisions right now. I'm not ready, definitely, to get off the road full time, although I'm not in the mood to travel much this year. And I'm not really traveling at all. I've been in the same spot for like 5 weeks. I mean, that's not like me. So yeah, so like a traditional, like prefab tiny home, no, I really literally want to build my own one-room log cabin. I want to build it myself. It's really what I want to do. And until then, I'll live in my tent. That's really what I want to do. Is that crazy? Anybody else dream about that? Woods Woman book, my fave nonfiction. She did it. Oh, seriously? Wood. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. I want you all to do me a huge favor. You listening? So many of you recommend books, and I don't write them down when I see them because I'm usually in answering comment mode. Do me a favor, all of you, from now on, when you recommend a book to me, do hashtag book in the comments. So if you are recommending a book for me to read, that way, whenever I'm looking for something to read, I can just go do a quick search on hashtag book in my comments, and I can then, add some of the books that you recommend. Oh, that's you? Hi, Gypsy Anima. That's so funny. I didn't know that was you. I just got a private message. Hang on. Now I can't get rid of it. Go away. It won't go away. Anyway, so can you do that for me? Oh, and I lost my chat. Can you do that for me? Okay. Built a log cabin 40 years ago. It's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work. But that's what I want. See, this is what I think. I think human beings, many of us, myself included, well, for one thing, I think life is too easy. I think life is too comfortable. I think that we as human beings have not evolved as quickly as the technology and all the modern convenience of life have evolved. Is anybody listening to me? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm talking to myself. EI Corey, thank you for my first super chat of the night. Thank you so much, EI. Is it EI or EL? It's EL. Thank you for the $25 super chat. Thank you. So this is my philosophy. I think that life is too easy. Life is too comfortable. I think that's why so many of us overeat, turn to drugs, turn to alcohol, and fill our lives with busy task, kids and soccer and piano. I mean, that's what I think. That's my opinion. I think that we are bored, and because life is too easy. And for me, and I've said this a bunch of times in my videos, I don't do well when I'm bored. I self-destruct. In the olden days, when I was bored, I would drink and do drugs and, basically just participate in self-destructive behaviors. Let's just say that. And so I have learned through sobriety and through working with a wonderful therapist for the past several years that I need healthy things to keep me mentally occupied, physically occupied. And so that's why I think building a log cabin and living off the land would be perfect for me. Yes, it's going to be hard work, but I'm not afraid of hard work. I think it would be great. And gosh, if I could do it without an internet or a cell signal, oh, that would be so awesome. But I know that's kind of crazy. But anyway, okay, so Sue Sorensen, peace. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Kim, you're always so kind and so generous. I really appreciate you. $30 super chat. Sadie asks, will my treats get bigger as I grow? Yeah, I already bought her. She likes the Nylabone edible bones, the nubs. They come in nubs. You want to see? Hold on, I'll show you. Wait, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hi. So I usually buy her these, the nubs, this size. See how big it is? I bought her this last time. And even the bully sticks, she goes through the bully sticks so fast. Or like the long ones, they're literally like $10 a piece, and she'll go bury them. And then we'll leave them here. But actually, we've been sitting here so long, she actually goes back and unburies them. Okay, now she wants the bone. Come up and say hi. Come up and say hi. Everybody wants to see you. You're the star. Come on. Yes, come on. Come on. Everybody wants to see you. Tiny house, cabin, homesteader. Hey, I built my homestead at 48. It's a lot of work, but rewarding. I live off grid. Love it most of the time. Tiny house, cabin. Ooh, do you have a YouTube channel? You probably do. Do you YouTube about your homesteading? I want to see it. Yeah, and do you do it alone? So yeah, that's really what I want to do. And how much land do you have? I have all kinds of questions. I'm thinking 100 acres. So Kim, thank you so much for the $30 super chat. And okay, where are we? Did I forget any? Did I leave any super chats? Did I not thank anybody? Tiny house, cabin, homesteader lane. That's interesting. That's really cool. Hi Jim. Cheap land, Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Huh. I hadn't considered Michigan. Really cheap land, huh? I'm also not opposed to snow. I'm actually thinking this year I might spend the winter in snow. I know, it's crazy, huh? But I kind of miss snow. I mean, nothing like too cold, but a little snow would be nice. Okay, so thank you. I'm already seeing #book. So thank you so much for that. And if in the past you have recommended a book to me, for me to read, go ahead and repost. Oh, I won't see it here because this isn't regular comments. So wait until a regular video. Okay, never mind. I'll see if I can come here and look later. I might be able to, but in the future, #book. Okay. Even cheaper land in Missouri, right? I think so. I think I've seen that. So what did Ralph say that you're agreeing with? I will send you my email. Tiny house. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And I appreciate that very much. Okay. Char of Heart, Alaska really does still have me. I was actually recently looking at land in Alaska. I don't know though about the long winters. I don't know. I think I could get used to it. I'm still thinking about that. I don't know. I really don't know what my future holds for me. That's the beauty of being free. Could be anything. Actually, I was in bed with Sadie last night. She's such a cuddle muffin. And we were having a chat about Central or South America. We'll see what happens in November. But I'm really thinking South is a real possibility. Might need to be an expat or a, what do they call it? A refugee, a political refugee somewhere. All right. I don't think I'd like darkness all day, every day. Sue says, I know. I think those of you, I'm sure there's some Alaska people here. I think it's really only like 3 months, right? Where it's really like you get no sunlight. Other than that, I think you at least get a 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours a day. I don't know what I didn't like while I was there in the summer, but 24 hours of sunlight was kind of like at midnight, the sun is beating down on the RV. That was kind of crappy. All right. Winters are 5 to 6 months in northern Minnesota. Yeah, I know. I know. All right, let me move this so that when I'm looking at the screen, I'm not totally looking away from you. All right, so I'm hearing the song in my head, Refugee. I've always loved that song. But you don't have to live like a refugee. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions that I got from viewers on social media earlier today. Give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up because we got to like stamp out the trolls who give me thumbs down. You want to hear how pathetic they are? I'm convinced that many of them subscribe to my channel just to give me a thumbs down before my videos even go public, or like within a couple seconds of going public. Can you imagine having such a pathetic, boring life? That's what you spend your time doing? I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I can't imagine having such a sad, boring, pathetic life that I have to make videos about hating other people either. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that. Okay. Question number 1 from Sandy Campbell, who is a patron. Thank you very much. She asks what resources I use for training Sadie. So anybody know? I've answered this question before. Anybody know? You know what? Actually, where's the comments? Who knows? I keep losing my chat. The thumbs up. On the below the video screen, you should see a thumbs up. Okay, so oh yeah, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. So the resource that I have used to train Sadie, my favorite resource is Zach George, ZAKGEORG, on YouTube. And I started watching him when I got Huck. So a lot of training. I really like his philosophy, you know, the whole like positive reinforcement training. I've seen a couple McCann dog training videos as well on YouTube, and I like them because like Zach George like will show you like how in the process of training the dog, and he has a new dog, Inertia, that he got right about the same time I got Huck. So that was kind of interesting to kind of train along with him. And but McCann like goes into deep explanations, which I like sometimes, about how to train, why to train, kind of doggy mentality and psychology and stuff like that. So those are the two that I have used most recently. But when I was married, my first dog as an adult, JT, who was a Rottweiler Chow mix, when we decided to keep him, he was a rescue, kind of literally fell into our laps. I knew that at having a Rottweiler, a potentially like aggressive dog, I knew that I would have to. I read everything I could get my hands on, and we're talking 15 years ago. And back then it was Cesar Millan on TV. Cesar Millan and the British woman, who looks like a dominatrix. You know what I'm talking about? The tight ponytail, and she's like cracking the whip. She always reminds me of a dominatrix. Anybody else? Or is that just my dirty mind? Do you know who I'm talking about? Anybody? Anybody? Or is it just me? Am I just crazy? Does she remind anybody else of a dominatrix? Not that I've ever known any dominatrices. Victoria. Yes. Victoria. Victoria's someone. Yeah. Does she kind of remind you a little bit like you could see her being a dominatrix? I don't know. Maybe that's her. I think that might be her whole like TV persona. Like maybe it attracts a certain kind of audience. I don't know. Traveling Lion says yes. Yes, you all say the same thing. So yes. So when we first got JT, it was her. God, what's the name of her show? Her name is Victoria, but what's the name? It's Me or the Dog, right? Is that the name of her show? So it was yeah. Hello from Wilston, Florida. Hi, Eddie. Soap Diva says that she loves my life. You love the parts I show you. It's not all as glamorous as it appears to be, with the dirty fingernails. I'm teasing. And so those are the resources. Did I answer that question? So those are the resources that I have used in the past and that I read now. I also have a book called The Other End of the Tail, or The Other End of the Leash, I think. And I started reading that when I had Huck, and then I lost Huck and I stopped reading it, and I haven't picked it up since. But it's supposed to be about kind of like dog psychology and how to, and I did learn a little bit about, how they read body language. You know what? That reminds me, I should probably pick it up and read it again. It really does talk about how they read body language and how to deal with how to interact with your dog effectively, understanding how they see us. And it was pretty fascinating. Has anybody ever read that? The Other End of the Leash? All right. So the question, so I'll go to a viewer question now. And Mary Smith, it's the first one I saw. Are you watching any cool documentaries? I'm watching The Family I Had. Never heard of that. So I'm watching, is it Mrs. America? Anybody watching Mrs. America? I've watched several lately. Mrs. America is about the women's rights movement, the what's it called? The women's rights. I can't remember. Anyway, Gloria Steinem and the Equal Rights Amendment, all about that, and all it's got the conservatives on there as well. It's pretty interesting. So I was watching that. I started watching, I think it was on Showtime, the Roger Ailes documentary, and stay tuned, that might come up in a video soon. I was actually thinking about doing a video about that, about Roger Ailes and about the beginnings of Fox News. It's pretty fascinating. And suffragettes, no, Mrs. America, yeah. Lisa Fallis says she watches Mrs. America, yeah. So I started watching that. What other documentaries? It seems like, oh, have you ever seen, I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. I've been watching a lot. I was watching a lot when I was sick. When I was sick for 3.5, 4 months that I was sick, there were days literally by noon, I just couldn't do anything, and I would just lay down and watch TV. That went on for a very long time. I really was not myself. All right, let me look at Netflix and see what I've been watching. I don't know. Anyway, all right, so one more question from earlier today. So this question is from Arlene on Facebook, and she says, I know you've talked about loneliness before, but now we're in a new world. Prior to the pandemic, a person could choose to be alone and own that choice because they could always choose something else. These days, many people are isolated out of necessity rather than choice. This seems to place added stress on everyone. And my questions are, how has this affected you? So, ironically, you know how it's affected me? I'm less alone because, as I've said in other videos, more people are staying close to home and going out into the national forests. I actually, I mean, I have for like friends I walk in my neighborhood now and have conversations. I know, Mike and Dave down the road. I know the other Mike. I know Sue and John over here. And I know, Dwayne over here. Literally, when Sadie and I are out walking, it's like we're walking the rounds and saying hello to our neighbors. Sadie has dogs that she plays with. So, this is very rare for me. Bob even showed up, my friend Bob. Where was I? Oh, I had a friend with me for a week, and we were walking around, and I'm like, that's Bob's van. And I looked over, and there's Bob. So he was here for a while, and so I visited with him a little bit and his friend. And so it has affected me the exact opposite as it has affected everyone else. I am less alone this year than I've been in the 4 years. And because I'm not traveling as much, I'm staying in one place. Normally 7 to 10 days I'm done and I want to move on. But because I've been here partly because I've been here so long. Oh, and I know the neighbors right over there, their families, they do construction in the area. So they're out here, and yeah, so I'm like Ms. Social Butterfly. keeping 6 feet distance, of course. But so that's how it's affected me. It's affected me exactly the opposite of everyone else. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I said at the beginning of this year that, 4 years I've been completely on my own, going very remote. And I've done that, been there, done that. I can do it. And I said at the beginning of this year that I thought I would be more with people more this year. A friend of mine, another nomad, might be coming up and spending some time with me soon, and I look forward to that. And that's another thing. I have friends that I enjoy spending time with now who are other nomads, and so yeah, so it has been different for me in that way. It's been the opposite of everybody else. Everybody else is isolating, and I'm like Ms. Social Butterfly out here. It's freaking nuts. And not to mention, I keep getting recognized. Some people I talk to don't know who I am, or at least they act like they don't know who I am. I've noticed a couple people be like, we'll be talking for one couple. We were talking for like 45 minutes, and then, I was like, yeah, I need to get back, and I get to work, and they're like, oh, you need to make the videos, huh? So they never let on that they knew me until like 45 minutes into the conversation. So, yeah. And then the second part of the question is, do I have any suggestions for others experiencing this? I don't. Um, I know my friend and my good friend Kay. I'm just going to call you Kay. I know you're watching. Hi. And I know that it's really affecting a lot of people who are not able, especially the extroverts, I think, like my friend, who are not able to go out and see their usual group of people and do their normal things. I have been reading a lot about the mental health that challenges that are surrounding all this isolation. A lot of people, I just read an article about bullying. They're saying bullying is worse, and because people are just pent up at home and they're frustrated. I mean, not only are we cooped up because of the pandemic, our freaking world is literally like burning, not burning down around us, because that's what the secret police want you to believe. But like, it's crazy. So not only are we, I think under normal circumstances, if maybe Hillary were president and we were all stuck at home for maybe like the first month instead of 4 months now, I think that it would have been a different scenario. We would have had hope. We would have understood that there's light somewhere at the end of the tunnel, that it's going to be over. But now it's just like there is no light. We don't know when it's going to be over. And in addition to being locked up in our houses, we look outside and the world is just going crazy. And I know I'm affected by that stress, and finding myself like, I'm a news junkie and I'm a political junkie, so it's hard for me to step away from it, and I'm really having to force myself. I'm really having to practice self-care and say, you know what? No, you need to drop the phone, turn off the computer, walk away, go to the lake for a few hours, go lay in the hammock for a few hours. And I don't know. I guess that would be my advice to people. If the outside news is driving you crazy, find ways to turn it off. Just because we're isolated, put on your mask, go for a walk, go for a drive, and go for a walk in the woods where you're not going to encounter other people. And if you need mental health, seek help, find somebody to talk to. There's lots of online groups and things like that. So I don't know. I'm not a mental health expert. I just pretend to be because I've been in therapy for 10 years. But so I can't really, I don't know. I know online is not a replacement for real. That's funny. My therapist has been telling me that for a long time, but the online is not a replacement for real face-to-face interaction. And I don't know. I don't know what we can do about that. So I love the bonus question. Arlene's bonus question: does it help to converse with your viewers, or is it just more work? And I'm really glad you asked me that, because it got me thinking. And the honest answer is it's both. Um, there are people I know that I recognize their names, and it's like a real pleasure to interact with them and have discussions and things like that. And so that does feel like, so It's both. That's the only thing I can say. It's both work and it helps. I honestly don't know what my life would look like if I had never started YouTube and I didn't have the community, because the community does give me, I spend a lot of time online talking to all of you, answering comments from people I like and people I don't like, trying to talk sense into people. And, I mean, I spend a lot of time online in the comments. I have friends that I talk to, one particular, my closest friend that I talk to probably most regularly, and then I have therapy once a week. So my life would look very different today if I didn't have all of you. And I think sometimes it feels like work when I'm dealing with, like, just like, I need to answer comments, I want to engage with my audience. But the people that I've gotten to know are not work. The people that I've gotten to know that I genuinely feel like I know, and that we share common interests and things like that, that feels, I have formed friendships, I guess is the best way to say it. I have really formed friendships. And so it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of, yeah, it fills me up and it helps me feel less alone. And sometimes it's work. Okay. That was a long answer. Where are we? Are y'all still there? Carolyn has a gift of gab. Oh, am I talking too much? Okay. How about silence? All right. Any questions? Who's leaving? Don't leave. So Karen says she enjoys my videos no matter what the subject. Keep them coming and I'll keep watching. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hi, Cheryl. I've done all kinds of therapy, Carolyn. We can't seem to change stupid. Just I don't even know how to respond to that. I know. Coming to your channel helps us too. You have some good mind-opening topics. I'm really honored. I'm really glad. As I was preparing for this last video that I was doing on, the one I posted yesterday, I kind of fall into that, like, who the heck do I think I am? Why am I doing this? I mean, like, I'm nobody. Why do I think I can talk about this? And then I realized that you all asked me for it, that you all like my view on things, and it's an interesting dynamic for me, that I get to talk about what I love, what I'm passionate about. It gives me an excuse to research and read and learn, which I love. And I guess what I'm realizing is that my core audience, the best of the friendlies, are like me. You like information, you like learning, you are curious, and you're open minded. Whether you agree with my opinions or not, at least you're open minded enough to listen. And I appreciate that. I'm surrounded by really good, smart, intelligent, logical, critical thinkers. And boy, I mean, how awesome is that? That this is my world now, This is my world outside, but you're my world in here. Hi, Maximalist. All right. And thank you for that. So I love learning from you. Any questions? Or I will go back to my so Lee, I appreciate it. You says you're not a commentator, but I watch all the time, sending love. I enjoy your videos. Thank you, Lee. That really means a lot. I really appreciate it. I know I have a lot of people kind of in the shadows in the background who don't always comment. I mean, I think only like 10% of my people or fewer comment. And so I like hearing from you every once in a while. That's nice. Thank you. Richard, Carolyn, will you be offended if I tell off a couple of YouTubers in regard to your channel? Let me see. How do I say this? Number one, it doesn't do any good. I mean, of course, I'm honored that you want to stick up for me. It really means so much to me that my viewers are so invested in me and my channel that you feel like you want to defend me. It is such an honor. And Nano, I don't know where you went. I'm worried about Nano. Has anybody seen Nano? She disappeared. She fell off. She used to comment and stick up for me, and like, just, and I loved it because she would say things that I can't say because I get in trouble when I say, you're stupid, shut the fuck up. I've never said that. not out loud. Anyway, so Richard, it means so much to me that you want to defend me, but I have learned they don't listen. They don't listen. They have their minds made up about me and whatever else, crazy shit stirs around in their lunatic brains, and it's not going to do any good. If it makes you feel better, go for it. But this is what I've learned, that there, in the beginning it was really hard because, number one, I felt like I had to convince them that you don't know me. How can you think these horrible things about me? And I felt like I had to convince them that they were wrong about me. And then secondly, I felt like, and then once I got over that, I was like, well, I have to defend myself. I can't just let them say these horrible things about me. I can't let this. Anybody see what AOC did to that stupid Florida representative who called her a fucking bitch? Did anybody see that? If you didn't see it, look at Brian Tyler Cohen on YouTube, or look up her response to him. It was beautiful. It was awesome. So, what I have learned is that by acknowledging them, it gives them what they want. They want attention. I think there are a couple of them who are so desperate for my attention. It's like the bratty little kid who will do anything for attention. He'll, like, even if it's negative attention, that's what some of these people remind me of. And I have learned that if I stay in it, trying to defend myself, trying to report them, thinking about it, trying to defend myself, all it does is tear me up in knots. All it does is stress me out. All it does is enrage me and stress me out. What I have learned, and it took a couple of years for me to learn this, it probably wasn't until like a year and a half ago that I realized if I don't watch it, it doesn't exist. They all live in their crazy, crappy, little, sad, pathetic worlds. They're all narcissists. They're jealous, whatever. But if I don't acknowledge it, it doesn't exist, and I feel better. Because it's not like I'm going to change their minds. For one thing, they make money off me, right? Every time they do a video and put my picture or my name in their title, they get more views and they make money off me. So I'm their meal ticket, and how ironic is that? You gotta love, white men just, riding the coattails of me, on my name, on my success. Anyway, Richard, what do you think of that? You can if you want. That's all I have to say. I mean, you can if you want, and I'm honored that you want to do it. Okay. AOC, did I catch the mouse? I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch the video. Oh, hello, little mousy, mousy, mousy. He's my pet now. Just kidding. All right. Dave's RV Life. Hi, Dave in Pennsylvania. Did you know I was born in Pennsylvania? Have I ever told you that? All right. Will I ever go back to Alaska? I might. I don't know. There's a lot of time left, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And a lot of you have also asked if I will ever boondock east of the Mississippi, and I don't know if you've seen all my videos, but I have been to the southeast, and I think eventually, I don't know, I'll get to the northeast eventually. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know right now. Winnie the Pooh, haters gonna hate. Yep, exactly. Dawn in Louisville, hi. I love Louisville. I didn't spend enough time there. Actually, when I was there for like a half a day. I'd like to go back though. Will I come to New York? I got super chat. Oh, did I forget to thank somebody for super chat? Will I ever go to New York? Probably eventually. Oh shoot, did I miss super chats? I'm sorry if I missed your super chats, because now I can't see them. All right. And I can't, okay. I didn't see super chats come up, and I can't minimize my screen. All right. Do you want to hear more questions? You are so secure in your independence, Honda Freedom says. Yeah, it took a while to get here. And, being on YouTube has really kind of helped me a lot get over being liked. You know, I think all of us want to be liked, and I don't think most of us think too much about whether people like us or not. I don't know. I don't remember. Well, I guess I did a little bit, but once you put your life on YouTube and you realize that thousands of people hate your fucking guts, you kind of get over it, and it's kind of liberating. I gotta admit, you know, once you realize people are gonna hate you no matter what you do, then you can do whatever you want. Right? I mean, no matter what I do. Hi, Kim. Thank you again for the $3 super chat. I see it, and I love the little emojis. The super chat was from Sean, and they were asking something to the effect of when or what your moment was when you decided you were going to live this life. Thank you, Natalie, for that. I don't know how I missed it. I'm so sorry. Oh, here. So Sean wants to know the moment when I knew I want to live this life. I've told this story a million times, but I'll tell it again if you all want to hear it. I don't see a super chat. Oh, wait. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, I see. Hi, Sean. What was your moment that you said, okay, what was your moment? That moment you said, this is my new life. I'm sure you said it before, but you're a new subscriber. Thank you for being a new subscriber. Okay. But I highly encourage you to go watch all my videos from the very beginning. When I was, I don't know, 5 years ago, I was living in a suburb of San Francisco, and I moved to an expensive suburb of San Francisco from I lived in a cheap apartment for 2 months to save some money while I had my small business. And then I decided that I needed to be closer to San Francisco because it would be better for my business. So I doubled my rent. I was paying $1,500 or $1,600. I was living in like a 600 square foot in-law apartment. So it was basically somebody's garage it was an addition. Big backyard, but it was all theirs. The back of their house was all glass. There was a pool. Capone had to go out a doggy door. We only had really the side of the house. And it was just, it was a suburb. I had to drive if I wanted to go on a decent walk. Otherwise, I would be walking, busy streets. I was on a busy Ignacio Boulevard, if anybody knows Concord, California. And so I went and hiked the John Muir Trail. I hiked 256 miles in 26 days because I've always been an avid backpacker. Well, not avid, but a backpacker. And when I came back, actually, there was one point sitting at one of my resupply points on the John Muir Trail, and I had a backpack, and somebody pulled in one of those big giant buses, those big giant bus RVs. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at like my 40-liter backpack, and I look at this bus and it's in Yosemite, and I'm like, they need that to go on vacation, and it's like a 30. Hi, Sean. Oh, Sean, thank you. And it was like a 30-foot bus, one of those big fancy buses, probably had a freaking sauna inside, and I'm sitting there with my backpack. I looked at the bus and I'm like, they needed that to go on vacation. And I've just lived out of this 40-liter backpack, or 50 no, I think it was 60 liters for the last 20 days. And that just really got me thinking about the excesses of traditional life. And then I got back to my apartment, and it was only 600 square feet. And I looked around and I'm like, I've lived without any of this shit in this apartment for 26 days. That was really the point. I think I'd already been fantasizing about disappearing in the woods, and I'd been looking at moving out of the Bay Area, moving out to a more rural area. I wanted to be closer to nature. But that really did it for me. Going back and saying, I just paid $1,500 to store a bunch of shit I don't need while I did what I really want to be doing, which is hiking. And a couple years earlier, I'd gone to Europe for 3.5 weeks, and it was the same thing. I'm like, when I go to Europe for 3.5, 4 weeks, I'm paying $1,500 to store a bunch of shit I don't need. And so that was really the point, the turning point for me. I started researching tiny living. I started researching off-grid living, and that's when I found Nomadic Fanatic, and this young guy living in an RV traveling around the country. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a thing? I can live in an RV? And I think so. I got off the trail like September 11th, and by April, I moved into an RV. So I don't sit around and think about shit. I just do it. Cashed out the rest of my 401k, told all my clients, because I was a marketing consultant, I told all my clients that they weren't going to see me anymore, that all of our work was going to be remote, and I hit the road. And I haven't looked back since. Have not looked back. So, Sean, that answer your question? I love talking about that. So thank you for the question. All right. So let me go back to questions from earlier. Oh, Karen Templeton, another question I've answered a few times, but I don't mind talking about. Karen wants to know why did I go vegan? So in my busy, crazy, hectic life in the Bay Area, when I had, an acupuncturist, a personal trainer, a chiropractor, oh, I don't know what else. And I worked out a lot. I'd spend 5 or 6 days in the gym, few hours at a time. I lifted weights. I was running. I ran a half marathon sometime during that period. And I was having a lot of problems, mostly from lifting weights. A lot of pains in my back and my shoulders and stuff. And I started seeing this chiropractor, and we discovered that I had a lot of inflammation. I couldn't even sit Indian style back then. My knees would not bend so that I could sit Indian style. And he was like, okay, well, let's take a look at the inflammatory foods and start eliminating them from your diet and adding one back at a time to see what might be causing it. And the inflammatory foods are like soy, alcohol, sugar, dairy, maybe wheat. There were 5. And so I did that. He said, like, for 30 days, we'll cut all these out of your diet. And Mary in Keller, Texas, $4.99. Thank you so much for the coffee. I appreciate it. Love my coffee. So anyway, through that process, I discovered that I had a big problem with dairy. Dairy was definitely causing inflammation, and I felt it within a few. I had taken it out of my diet, and then I forgot like a couple weeks later, and I had a whey protein shake, and I felt it immediately. I was bloated, my nose was stuffed up, my eyes were watering. And so once I decided that dairy was causing a problem for me, I was like, well, if I can't eat ice cream and cheese, I might as well be a vegan, because I never really liked meat anyway. I'd been thinking about going vegetarian for years and years and years and years. I was really picky about the meat I ate. I would only eat chicken breast, nothing with bones, nothing with skin. I would only eat like pork loin, nothing with bones, nothing with skin, and I didn't eat beef at all. That was like pretty much all I would eat, and I only ate meat a couple times a week anyway. So when I found out I couldn't eat dairy or cheese anymore, I was like, well, I might as well become a vegan, and I did, and never looked back. Really, I mean, first couple of years I cheated. I don't want to say cheated. The first couple of years, even the first couple of years on the road, I'd have like a chicken sandwich once in a while or eggs once in a while. But I think I've been completely clean. Well, eggs like in bread. I do eggs every once in a while, like if it's in bread or something like that. But so I've been vegan now about 6 years, and at first I lost weight. Not much, but I lost some weight in the beginning. Like the first couple months, I lost some weight, and but now, and I noticed immediately I looked a lot younger back then. I'm just like, my face just changed. I dropped 10 years like the first couple months I became vegan, and now I don't know. I feel healthier. I guess it's been so long now. I feel really good. What I do notice is that I'm much more susceptible. Like if I walk into a store and smell like the fish department, it's horrible and it's overpowering and it's gross. And for first couple of years, every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, I'd eat sushi. Actually, my friend, if you're still here, we went out for poke one time when we were together, and I couldn't even, and this was just a couple of years ago, and I was like, I can't do it. So the longer I don't eat animal products, the longer I am from that, the harder it is for me to eat animal products. It just like, ugh, it just doesn't, I just don't like it anymore. And it taught me a new way of cooking. It taught me how to be more creative in my cooking, using different spices and different foods. And yeah, so, all right. Bye, trolls. Bye. Hi, Larry. Daniel, Brian, and the great colleague are vegans. Awesome. I don't know who they are, but good for them. Congratulations. Okay. Um, hi Carolyn, the log cabin dream, retired roaming Robin. Yeah, the log cabin dream. You have it too. Agonia, same. Spices are fabulous. Exactly, right? Are you Agonia? Are you vegan? I swear to God, like I was just telling somebody this recently. When I think I don't know, at least for me as a meat eater, I think you get kind of lazy. You don't feel like you have like it's okay, just throw a chicken breast in, throw some salt and pepper on it and cook up a potato or whatever. So it's kind of you get easy or you get complacent about your cooking. But once I became a vegan, I discovered all kinds of new spices and different ways to cook and different foods and now I'm making like walnut taco meat, which is amazing. Have anybody ever had walnut taco meat? So you ground up walnuts and you put taco seasoning in it and you use that for your tacos. It's freaking good. Um, and cashew sauce. Yeah, I know the cashew sauce. I don't make my own. I actually well, do you want to hear this? Am I boring you yet? Oh, what's going on? Paige and Ralph, we need a way to shout at her. Did I get another one? Did I miss another super chat? Okay, Ralph and Paige. Johnny's Journey, $4.99 from South Carolina. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you. I don't know why I'm not seeing them. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. They're not coming up on my screen. So I see Mary Reeves for coffee for $4.99. I see Sean, $2. Oh, Johnny's Journey, $4.99. Thank you so much. Keep it up. I appreciate that. You know what I'm going to do? And Kim is $3. I'll stop talking and go look every once in a while. Oh my God. Have we been doing this almost an hour already? Has everybody given me a thumbs up? And vegan for 9 years. Eating simple can be complicated. I eat a lot of beans and greens and sweet potatoes. I love sweet potatoes. I eat a lot of sweet potatoes too. Sweet potatoes and black beans are like one of my favorite, like with Mexican, with like cilantro and lime and olive oil or something like that. That's like one of my favorite combinations. So I love sweet potatoes. Valley of the Sun, the alert just came up for me that you were live. I'm sorry. I hear that a lot, that the alerts can be delayed. Somebody just said, somebody, Lee says, keep talking, you're good company. Thank you. Traveling Lion says, yes. The alert just came up. I ate something with egg in it and I got so sick. EL. I thought for a while that eggs might cause migraines for me. And so I stopped for a really long time, but I really like bread. I do buy a lot of wraps, like the coconut wraps and the quinoa wraps and stuff like that, but I like bread. And it's sometimes in my travels, even if I go to Whole Foods, it's really hard to find vegan gluten-free bread, at least good vegan gluten-free bread. And so recently I was at Whole Foods and I could not find, and I went to Whole Foods, I went to Natural Grocers, so I ended up buying bread with egg in it. And so far I haven't had a problem. It was gluten-free bread with egg in it. So if you want to give me a thumbs up below the video, you should see a little thummy thing. So go ahead and do that. And I met you online during COVID and you've been part of my sanity. Frightening? No. LOL, Rachel. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Beth says, love eggs. I do miss eggs actually, and I crave like omelets and scrambled eggs. But again, the longer I'm vegan, the more mentally it's like I'm eating like baby chicken. Yeah, I can't do it. I've always been like that with meat, and that's why it was so easy for me to become vegan because meat has pretty much always grossed me out my whole life. I was like, actually, and that was the one thing. Becoming a vegan was a relief. When I became vegan, it was like, oh my God, I don't have to eat meat anymore. It was such a relief. Does that make sense to anybody? Johnny's Journeys. What's the question mark? What kind of natural sweetener do you use? Kay Cotlin. So I use a lot. And I've been on a baking kick lately. I just made like this amazing, crazy banana ice cream Rice crispy pizza thing. It was ridiculous, but I've been on a sugar kick lately. So I use maple syrup a lot. I just started using agave syrup because it has a lower glycemic index than maple syrup, which is very high glycemic. So and it's really good. I'm really enjoying the agave syrup a lot. In fact, oh, I don't know what I did with it, but I just bought that. I also use xylitol. I also use stevia. I mean, I have coconut sugar. So there's a lot of different ones that I use. And because I do cook a lot and I do like to bake, it seems like every recipe calls for something different. So that's why I have so many different ones on board. So, Sadie Girl is actually sleeping in my bed right now. Do I eat popcorn? I do. I really like popcorn, and I buy Orville Redenbacher's because I can't find Rob's Red Mill right now anywhere. And I cook it on the stove. Are you done reading, answering questions from today's live announcements? No, I'm not. Why do you ask? Roberta, did you ask a question? Let me see. What kind of landscape? Andrea wants to know what kind of landscape most inspires me. I like this question. Mountains. Definitely mountains. Mountains and streams and alpine lakes and trees. And I'm kind of jonesing to go backpacking right now. So, and Rachel wants to know what's the best thing about being my age? What's the best thing about being 52, almost 53? Not giving a crap about how I look, I have to say. And kind of like not giving a crap about, like I said, I don't know if it's YouTube or just age, but kind of also not giving a crap so much about what people think about me. I think that comes with not caring about how I look. You know, I've been invisible for 4 years now, completely invisible. And I don't mind being invisible. In the 20s, the whole cat calls and all that, but being dismissed, I was just having this conversation with someone I met the other day, but it's not so much being invisible, but it's being dismissed. It's being like I'm not even there, like I don't even exist as a human being anymore because I'm not a sexual object. That's kind of weird. It's disturbing. I don't mind it. It's liberating, but it's disturbing that our society treats aging women that way. And yeah, so but that is thank you, Kat. Kat says you are not invisible. Not here in my little YouTube world, I'm not, but out in the world, I'm very invisible. Very invisible. I see it. You see it. Any woman who's over 50, you notice the difference. That you're not noticed anymore, and it's okay. Yeah. So I think that's what I like most about being 50. And Lisa Rogers says, you inspire so many people. What inspires you? Another great question. You guys all on a professional, like work level, you guys inspire me. You guys are the reason I'm now doing those Tuesday videos. You have inspired me. I'm sitting here talking about how I've like gotten to a point where I don't care what people think, and where, although there's some limits to that. Actually, I should say I'm not completely immune to what other people think about me. I wish I was, but I'm not. But you guys inspire me. You guys have helped me, and many of you who've been with me since day one have seen me grow on YouTube as a YouTuber. I don't know that I've grown so much in my personal life. I don't know. Okay, have I changed much in my personal life? I don't know. The people who knew me back then, but I've definitely grown in confidence about what I share publicly. I've definitely grown in confidence about the conviction with which I share my beliefs and philosophies publicly, and you all have inspired me. The moral support, and I've said this, a lot of people, whenever I mention Patreon, and yes, I wouldn't be able to do this at the level that I do without Patreon because, as I said, YouTube doesn't pay the bills. But a lot of people always feel guilty that they can't join Patreon. While Patreon helps me keep doing this financially, the moral support is what helps me mentally, emotionally, psychologically. I would not be here today if it wasn't for all the moral support of all of you. There's just no way. You guys have helped me through some of the hardest times I have had publicly. On a personal level, dealing with the death of Capone and dealing with the death of Huck, was hard enough, but I had to deal with that publicly. And not only did I have to deal with that publicly when Capone died, there was a Mean Girls mob effect of trolls coming at me from every angle. It was freaking horrible. And without you guys, I don't know how I would have gotten through that. And then the fact that I'm still here 4 years later on YouTube, given everything that I have been through on YouTube, says a lot about how you all hold me and support me. So you all inspire me as much, if not more, than I inspire you, and I thank you for that. I also draw a lot of inspiration from the women authors that I read, the women in history. I've mentioned before, I've read Michelle Obama's Becoming. I've read Hillary Clinton, What Happened. Lindy West is one of my favorite. Um, Hi, Lisa Candler. I just turned 50 and I love it. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the super chat. And Kat, the 4.99, you help us through hard times. You're an inspiration to anyone who watches. Thank you so much, Kat. I appreciate that. So women, AOC, Elizabeth Warren, every woman that I see, and many of you and many of the stories that you tell me, and by the way, many of you have been emailed. I've got weeks of emails I need to return. I've read some of the most beautiful emails lately from people who are supporting me, and I will get to that soon, I promise. But your stories, but the stories of women, mostly women, who overcome despite being bullied and harassed, especially the more intelligent and outspoken and confident we are, it seems the more some people want to tear us down. And so I draw a lot of inspiration for other women who've been in the public eye, who have weathered the same kind of bullying, the same kind of harassment, the same kind of death threats. And Lindy West, if any of you, want a good feminist author, I just finished reading The Witches Are Coming. It was kind of all over the place, to be honest with you, but it had some good messages in it. Not one of her best, in my opinion, but had a good message. But she's a comic, and she's overweight, and she came out as like the first proud fat woman, and she's still to this day trolled horribly and relentlessly. And so reading stories of other women makes me feel like I'm in good company, and it has really helped me realize that if I were not pushing the envelope, I may not be getting as much hate. And the reason I'm getting as much hate is because I'm pushing buttons. Who else? Viola Davis. Viola Davis in an interview said, my authenticity is an act of rebellion or something. And I love that. She said, just my being real is an act of, or me being me is an act of rebellion. And I started really kind of taking that as my truth as well, because my authenticity almost is an act of rebellion. Just look at the comments on a regular basis of people who want to shut me up. So, all right. Questions from you guys? What do you think of that? I don't think Mary says being vegan is really expensive. It doesn't have to be. Beans and rice and fresh veggies, I mean, yeah. Abby Broussard wants to know, thank you for the $5 super chat. She wants to know what I think about ethical hunters. I just talked about that recently. The vegan police are gonna really hate me for this, and they hate me. So I'm really good about pissing off everybody. I actually heard another vegan friend recently, a couple years ago. We went to the Veg Fest together, and she came right out and said, I'm not an ethical vegan, and I'd never heard that term before. So I became a vegan mostly for health reasons. That doesn't mean that I don't care about the plight of animals. And I've said this again, I care. My passion is in commercial meat, packing. Like the commercial meat industry is disgusting. Forks over knives, if anybody have seen that. That's really what I think the crime is in meat eating. I don't know whether humans have been eating meat throughout history or not. There's debate both sides about our teeth and, whether we were meat eaters. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I think people who, I wish everyone who wants to eat meat could hunt their own food. That's how I feel about it. And I love ethical hunters who believe and worship the animals and believe in using every piece of the animal and honoring the life that they take and thanking the animal for the life that they gave to feed them. I think that's a thing of beauty. I really do. I think that's what I think that's beautiful. To me, that's the cycle of life. I don't want to eat meat because it grosses me out. I think it's disgusting. I don't want to eat another living human being. But I don't think I mean, I'm not normally one to push my beliefs on everybody. I don't know. People are going to disagree with that, but because people think just by talking about stuff, I'm pushing my beliefs on other people. But I think ethical hunters, I wish everybody who ate meat hunted their own food. I actually think there would be more vegans. Honestly, I think if everybody had to hunt their own food, there would be a lot fewer meat eaters. So thank you for that question, Abby. I appreciate it. Evelyn. Oh, hi, Evelyn. Thank you so much for buying Sadie treats. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Do you still keep in touch with Bob? I just mentioned Bob. Yes, of course. We're buddies. We do see each other from time to time. Johnny's Journeys. How do you train your dog to not freak out from thunderstorms? I was just talking about one of my neighbors about this today. She came pre-desensitized. So I got her from Best Friends Animal Rescue in Kanab, Utah. They do a fantastic job. They do an amazing job of, a little bit of training. So she was kind of leash trained when I got her, but they also desensitized her to noise. So in the area that I'm in, we pretty much have thunder like 3 times a week. I'm high in the mountains, so we get the passing thunderstorms. She doesn't freak out over loud noises. So it's really about desensitizing them. And if you have an older dog and you want to learn how to do that, I think Zach George probably has some videos on that. Basically, you just give them a lot of treats. Start small, give them a lot of treats so that they associate loud, scary things with treats, and it stops being so scary. But yeah, poor Capone. Oh my God, he would cower under the bed. Well, in when I lived in a house, he hated the thunder. It doesn't faze her at all. We were actually out for a walk today in the thunder, and she was fine. Doesn't even faze her. So they do a really good job. Haven, Edie, yeah, that's the way to hunt. I agree. And trophy hunting, they should be shot. Freaking the Trumps, anybody who hunts just to kill, they should be shot. That's my opinion. I think that's disgusting. All right. Okay, Carolyn, you have a good night. I'm getting out of here. Thank you for the live stream. Hi, Scott. Good to see you. Take care. Have a good night. So I've got to go, but maybe you'll respond to questions in writing and in the next video. Roberta, okay, what's your question? I'll answer your question real quick. Type it. Did you? Okay, I'm looking. Roberta, if you want me to answer your question, I will. 100% agree. I agree about trophy hunting. It's disgusting. I mean, who needs to I don't know. Who needs to go kill something just for the sake of killing something to feel as sport? Okay. Cindy Trent. Strong woman with strong opinions. Love it. Yeah, I kind of do have strong opinions, don't I? Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the $10 super chat. All right. I'm not seeing the question. You are exactly wrong. Almost every disease can be reversed or reduced by a plant-based diet. Oh, you're not talking to me. I agree with that. Food is either medicine or food is poison. And I can sit Indian style now that I'm vegan. I don't have the problems with inflammation. The problem with being vegan, though, and eating as clean as I do most of the time, is that if I put any crap in my body, I feel it for a long time. It's really bad. All right. So where did she go? I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. Nosy, interested, supportive, Rachel. You sound like me. I can totally relate. You can watch this later, by the way. You can pick up where you left off. Roberta, the question was related to increase in violence, but not directly related to protests. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means, and I don't know how to answer it. That didn't sound like a question. Julie says thanks. Hey, from Washington State. Cody, hi. And TD, have you thought of hiking the Appalachian Trail? A lot of people ask me that. Absolutely not. I've had a lot of time to process the PCT. And this is going to sound a little weird to some of you. Some of you will totally get it. But nature is the feminine, right? At least for me. Yeah, no, nature is the feminine. Mother Nature, Mother Earth. It's the feminine. It takes care of us. It provides, right? It nourishes us. It gives us everything. It gives us food. It gives us water. It gives us heat. Nature is very feminine. Pretty Panay in pink. Hi, Carolyn. I choose to be vegan because of you. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. And thank you for the $3.99. So how many of you, goddess, Gaia, yes, right? Mother Nature is very feminine. And when I go into nature, especially for hiking and backpacking, it's healing for me. It's like going in and just being one with it's my church. It's really where I find my spirituality, because I get in touch with the feminine in me, and I get in touch with the feminine taking care of me. That's really, and finding that I can take care of myself and all of these other things. So it's very much about the feminine. Through hiking is very masculine. And I really just had this epiphany the other night. It's all about how many miles. It's all about numbers and data and competition. You meet people on the trail. It's like, how many miles did you do today? Where'd you come from? It's very structured, whereas the feminine is very not structured. It's very fluid. It's very open. And so, like, for me, like on the John Muir Trail, it was like I can just hike until I don't want to hike anymore, and then I can stop anywhere. Couldn't do that on the PCT, because it's like it's a very masculine, very not inviting experience for me. And I think it's taken me all these months to kind of process that and realize that that's why, it's part of the reason I think I was so miserable on the trail. I wasn't getting that healing. I wasn't getting that in touch with the feminine that I need, or that I look for. And so through hiking another major trail, absolutely not. It's not my thing. I don't like the crowds. I don't like the people. I don't like the competition. I don't like the structure. I don't like the, you have to hike a certain miles a day to get, to the next camping spot. It just, it's not what I want to do. So besides that, the Appalachian Trail has never interested me. A lot of bugs. I'm from the Northeast, and I've always said if I stayed in the Northeast, I never would have started backpacking. You all saw how miserable I was in Oregon with the Green Tunnel. I need inspiration, and I had none on the PCT, and I think the AT would be the same way. Just not a lot of like jaw dropping, like granite, like on the John Muir Trail. It's just jaw dropping. I mean, it's epic. It's just, if you're ever going to hike a trail, hike the John Muir Trail. It's freaking amazing. That answer your question? Yep, John Muir said we should saunter through the woods. Exactly. That's what he did. He'd go off with a bread and jerky in his pocket and nothing else, and he'd be gone for days. So Rita says, I'm literally a tree hugger. I get strength from touching trees and being among the trees. Me too. I actually have a video coming up about a little exchange I had with a rock. And that's coming up in a future video, so stay tuned for that. And Tara, thank you, Tara, a $5 super chat just because she says I'm awesome. I appreciate that. I think I'll ever hike the John Muir Trail again? Julie is asking. You know what? I used to say no, because I'm not one to do things over again. It's like, okay, done that, go on to something else. But it had such a profound experience or effect on me. It changed my life. And I still, like, when I'm in the Eastern Sierras, boondocking in Lone Pine, and I look over and I think I lived over it's special. I think I might actually end up doing it again. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard, but it was amazing. Different subject. I understand. Again, if you come across questions in context and respond to comment in writing in your next, Roberta, I don't know why I keep seeing your comments saying that I'm not answering your questions. I don't know why I keep like zoning in on you, but okay. All right. How did I find New Zealand? On a map? In an airplane? I think you mean, did I like it? Is that what you mean? I loved it. Did you see the videos? I think those videos pretty much explain like how much I loved New Zealand. And I'm actually kind of wishing I didn't come back, to be honest with you. Do I believe in Bigfoot? Lolani wants to know, do I believe in Bigfoot? I do. I don't not believe in Bigfoot. How's that? I think that I think it's possible. And I think I saw Bigfoot in Alaska. All right. But I'm not going to get into that story. All right. I have more questions. Mary B wants to know how old Sadie is now. Sadie is 9 months old. She's 9 months old. She's sleeping very comfortably on the bed. Yeah, some of you remember yeah, Bigfoot is a possibility, and some of you remember the story. And I saw something in Alaska. I still, to this day, I don't know what it was, but it looked an awful lot like a bipedal, large black animal with long arms crossing the road 50 yards in front of me early in the morning. I don't know. Not crossing the road, but crossing. I was boondocking. Sherry Ann, thank you for the $5 super chat. And what would your next ride? I don't know. Okay. What news sources do I follow? A lot. CNN, MSNBC, New York. I just subscribed to the New York Times because I think that we need to support our newspapers and our journalists who are doing amazing work and trying to keep our crazy democracy safe. So I actually just started subscribing to the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. I also The Guardian, NPR, BBC. I don't know, a bunch. There's a bunch of other ones. Yeah, I get my news probably from a dozen different sources. I felt the same about free fall. I loved New Zealand. I really did enjoy. It was a little less, I don't know, maybe I didn't go to it was more crowded than I expected it to be. I expected there to be a lot more solitude and solace than there was. I know, I'm crazy. Yeah, but it was nice. I loved it. Sherry Ann, hi from Oregon. Where'd she go? Hi from Oregon. The struggle right now in Portland, I know. Ride equals RV. I have no plans on getting a new RV. I'm gonna live in this RV until I park it, probably, and then I'll still live in it. I am debt free except for a little bit left in student loans. And I have no intention ever again of being in debt. I'm never, ever, I have a couple credit cards that I pay off every month. I don't know why, now that I think about it, because I never want to borrow money again. Yeah, why do I have credit cards if I don't want to ever borrow money again? So I'm also trying to live a more minimalist lifestyle, not buying things that I don't need. Kind of, sort of, I try. I still have too many sweatshirts, but so I have no plans. I'm going to buy a truck, maybe. That's the one thing I'm thinking about, is maybe buying a pickup truck with a camper shell on it so that I can go more places. But I won't buy another RV, hopefully for 10 years or so. That's kind of where I'm looking at. Do I follow Rachel Maddie? I do. She's one of my favorites. All right, one more question from a viewer today. Oh no, two more. Oh no. Well, what books am I reading? So who was that? Oh shoot, I didn't write down your name. I'm sorry, but somebody asked what books I'm reading. So right now I'm currently reading, are you ready for this? Cynthia Ebb, just because you're you, $5 super chat. You're so sweet. Thank you. That really just fills my little heart with so much joy and pride. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It really does mean a lot that so many of you like tune in to watch me. It's just surreal. It's kind of crazy. Little old me. Little old me. All right. So books. I'm currently reading a book called Shadow of the Valley I don't know why I have been really interested in Appalachia, and I've read a couple books about Appalachia. Am I saying it right? All you people from Appalachia, and it's called Shadow of the Valley. Is anybody reading it? A Jeep with a pop-up. No. Jeeps aren't very good, by the way. They're not very reliable. They get really bad reviews. I want a Toyota Tacoma, I think, or a Tundra. I love my Toyotas. Anyway, so I'm reading Shadow of the Valley, which is a book about Appalachia. It's a memoir. I also read a lot of memoirs by women. And you know what else I'm reading? Some of you are going to love this. I've had the book for a while. I've never read it. I'm reading The Feminine Mystique by Betty Friedan. And I kind of got reinterested in her by watching Mrs. America. How many of you have read The Feminine Mystique? I'm really excited about it. Appalachia. Yeah, I got it right. Thank you, Wandering Wanda. And I just finished reading Lindy West, The Witches Are Coming. West Virginia. Yeah. And I loved my time in, was it West Virginia? Remember Lake Shawnee? I loved the people there. I loved just kind of hanging out there for a few days with all of them, the family and everything. It was really cool. And I also learned since my travels there that we and the rest of America are not very considerate in our talk about and perception of Appalachia. I've really seen some documentaries, I've read some books, and I really learned about the mistakes that I made in my videos and a lot of my preconceived ideas before I went there and how I spoke about certain parts of the country. I really learned a lot about the sensitivity of Appalachia and how the media and the rest of the country has viewed them in not very pleasant and nice ways, and kind of stereotyped. And so I've learned a lot. And if I go to Appalachia again, I think I will be much more understanding of the culture. And yeah, so it's been good to read all of that. Have I ever camped in an SUV? No, I haven't. Nope. Yes, Tennessee. I have a soft spot for Tennessee. I loved that couple in Tennessee. I will say that people of the South, I think mostly Tennessee, were so friendly and so kind. I think all throughout the South. Um, you know, being a woman traveling alone, there was a lot of chivalry. A lot of people who just wanted to take care of me and make sure I was okay, and that was definitely true of the couple on the National Forest in Crossville, Tennessee. I'll never forget that. They walked up every night and brought me vegetables from their garden, and they were just so sweet. Look at the smile on my face. I love nice people. I love good people. I wish we had more good people. All right. Can I recommend some good books? Mrs. Smith wants to know. I don't know. What do you like to read? All right. Lisa, you love my Jeep. I know a good friend of mine has a Jeep. What is hers? And she loves them. She's had a bunch of Jeeps and she loves them too. She loves her Jeeps. So I know. I don't know. I've just heard from some people that they're not very reliable. I don't know. If I go outside America, where will I go? So I had dreams of going to Africa. And then I got Sadie. So at this point, it'll be probably a road trip through Mexico and Central and South America. I still want to drive to Chile and Patagonia. And I depending on what happens in our country and the pandemic, that's something I'd like to do in the next couple of years. Take a road trip down to South America. And yeah. I actually was thinking my next big trip was going to be Africa. I was looking at like Tanzania and Zimbabwe or something, or Kenya. I was looking at Kenya, and then, like I said, I got Sadie. So, yeah, I can't think of any place else I really want to go. I think that's why I got Sadie. I'm kind of like, okay, I've kind of done everything I want to do. I don't know. We'll see. have been to West Africa. It's a challenge, but life-changing. Exactly, Agonia. Yeah, I was actually even looking at volunteer. I was trying to find some volunteer opportunities, like wildlife refuge opportunities or something in Africa. When I got back from New Zealand, I was seriously looking at that. What am I going to do next? And I was like, well, maybe I'll go live somewhere for a while and volunteer, but they all cost money. You actually have to pay to volunteer in Africa because I guess everybody wants to do it. And then I decided to get Sadie. I decided, you know what? I want another dog. And she's freaking awesome. Spain. I always wanted to go to Portugal. Yeah, I don't know why I always wanted to go to Portugal. So I've already been to, I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I've been to Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, the Czech Republic, and France, and Greece. And Canada and Mexico. So those are the countries I've already been to. I used to want to go to Russia, but I don't. I'm kind of not like I'm kind of over Russia because I'm not a big fan of Putin right now because of what he's trying to do here. So I don't want to go to Russia. But you know, I studied Russia, so I've always wanted to go to Russia, and now I'm over it. I don't want to go. All right. You're pretty cold on Russia right now, Sherry Ann, right? Right? I know. Sharon, $10. Carolyn, thank you for using your platform to discuss important political issues from the left perspective. There isn't near enough of us out there in the world. Keep rocking it. Thank you, Sharon. You know, there definitely is not enough of us on YouTube. Do me a favor when you all have a chance. Go to YouTube and search feminism or feminist and liberal and look what comes up. It's not feminism and liberal. It's assholes talking shit. What was the one? Stupid shit feminists say, or feminist foot in the mouth. I mean, it's disgusting. I've been saying this for a long time. I think the majority of YouTube viewers are conservative, young, white male. I've said this for a long time. I mean, I think, and I asked YouTube a long time ago, share your demographics with me. I want to know who is on this platform, and they wouldn't share it with me. They don't share it publicly. You have to buy it through like an agency. But I think that is the majority of YouTubers. If you think about it, YouTube started as a gaming platform, right? So it makes sense that you've got this nihilistic young white guy, whiny, blah, you know, and it's very conservative. So if you Google or go to YouTube search and search feminist and liberal and strong women or something like that, it's all anti those things. That's what's on YouTube. And yeah, it's ugly. YouTube is ugly. If there was another platform for me to have my channel and grow my channel, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Something more friendly to not, you know, people who aren't that demographic, I would be there in a heartbeat. But so far there isn't any competition. All thinking men are feminists attributed to Hemingway. I agree. And I wish more men thought that way. I wish more men. Oh my God, I just did it. What Sherry Ann said, oh my God, I just did it. What a bunch of crap. Right? Isn't it disgusting? It's bullying. It's everybody go do it right now. Go do it. It's disgusting. I know, it's right, because I was thinking about doing another channel, and so I was like Googling like feminism or feminists on YouTube, and it's disgusting. The real like feminists, like the real discussions are like way down the page, but it's all shit. It's all like what are they called? What are the, not MAGA, the men, what are the men without partners? I don't know. It's anyway. All right. Annette. Oh my gosh. Hi. How are you? It's good to see you here. I hope you're doing well. And let me see. TD Hawk also says it's horrible. I know. Incels. Yeah. MGTOW. Nomadic. Yes. MGTOW. Yes. That's exactly it. Yes. That they're all the MGTOWs. What are they? Men going their own way, which is hilarious because they're just men that women don't want. So we're gonna go. Don't even get me started. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. My live stream, the real me comes out, and I start really talking smack. Mother, I scare most men except those that like strong, powerful women. Exactly, me too. I think that, yeah, I think that. And have you also, how many strong, powerful women have experienced this? That you, I've dated a lot of men. Well, okay. Anyway, I've dated men who say they like strong, powerful women, and it seems to me like they think they like strong, powerful women because they think that that means they don't have to do anything in the relationship. It's like, I love strong women. That means, and I think in their mind, that means like, oh, she can take care of herself and she doesn't need me to do anything. And so I can just be, absent or lazy in the relationship, or she's going to take care of me. And then when you assert yourself, all of a sudden they're not so fond of powerful women. How many of you have ever experienced that? Yep. Nomadic women. Yep. Anybody else? Yes, exactly. Yep. Just because. D. Sanders, thank you. D. Saunders, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Oh, but they don't. Yes. But then I'm too independent or bossy or yeah, whatever. But basically that's been my experience. Like, oh, I love strong women. That means you're gonna take care of me. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh my God, that's so funny. Every single strong, independent woman I have ever talked to, men think, and Larry, you might be the exception. I know you're pretty woke. And but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. That's exactly what they think. It is, isn't it? It is. It's been my experience. That's what happens when James says that's what happened when you're with the wrong guy. Though, I gotta say, there's a lot more wrong guys than right guys. And I'm noticing too that as I get older, like, there are a lot of really good guys, but they're all taken. A lot of you ladies notice that, like, the really good guys I meet, mostly, not all. I know a lot of really good guys. I have a lot of really good guy friends who are very woke and very feminist and very understanding. And but there are also, I notice a lot of really good guys too that they kind of get better with age in marriage. That maybe marriage matures them. I was told that I made up stories when men behave badly on the job. Kat says, oh, that's been our history, right? Oh my gosh. I follow a feminist on Twitter, and she tweeted something brilliant a couple weeks ago. And you've all heard this whole, like, conservatives are accusing liberals of cancel culture. We want to cancel our culture by taking down offensive monuments. And she wrote, the thing is, we've had cancel culture for centuries with men wanting to silence women and people of color. They've been canceling us for centuries. And it's like, oh my God, how true is that? Means I might kick your ass to the curb. I want to hear from the guys. All right, there's a lot of women here. I don't want it to feel like we're man bashing. I want to hear from the guys. What do you think about strong women? Have you been with strong women? Do you love strong women? Do you support strong women? Do you not feel less of a man in around strong women? Let me hear from the guys. That was a great quote. I know. I wish I could remember it exactly because it was brilliant the way she put it. Not men bashing. Lots of good ones out there too. Dober Van Adventures. I totally agree. I mean, I've got some amazing men in my life as friend that I call friends now. And you know who you are. A couple of you are here. And that I've met personally, that I've sat around campfires with and had very, very good conversations with, who are really good people. And so, Kathy, hi, Uncle Mo, and Richard Friedman. Is that Richard? No, Richard Thomas. Are you still here? And Uncle Mo, he's awesome. Mike Reed, Bob Wells. Bob Wells is a very good friend of mine and someone who I enjoy having really good, deep discussions with about everything. Yes. Cheryl, I don't think you man bashed. I was kind of being tongue in cheek. Every time I talk about issues that relate to women, I get accused of hating men and man bashing. So, Sharon, did you see my super chat? I'm so sorry. D. Sanders, say thank you for the super chat. Sharon, Carolyn, is that who just said Sharon? Um, I did see that. I did see Sharon's $10 super chat, and I responded to it in depth, actually. That's what led to the conversation about Googling. Okay, let me see if that was not the one. Oh, I can't go up anymore. Did I miss any super chats? Hold up. Okay. I'm sorry. Did I miss any super chats? Larry, women, strong women shouldn't be a descriptor. Huh, I like that. But it is. But I like that. That's very smart. Gary says, I do love strong. Oh, yeah, Gary. Gary's another new friend. We haven't met yet, but we're buddies. I think we're buddies. I don't know. Gary, I do love strong women and have been with a few, but many who think they are strong are not as strong as they think they are. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'd love to know what you mean by that. Richard, I was with my wife 60 years. She was a strong woman who raised her children well. Aw, you say was. I'm assuming she's gone. That's sweet. That's really sweet, Richard. Um, Hello from Australia, Marie. Thank you. I grew up with strong women and I dated strong women. I love them. Van life rocks. That's awesome. Thank you for that, for chiming in. I'm loving hearing from the guys. We're very female here, so it's always nice to hear from I love my male viewers. I have said this a million times. Even those of you that I have not met, I think this the fact that I have male viewers who are here and enjoy my channel says so much about who you are, and it's just I like it. I like it. Doug Hurst. What did I miss that Doug? James Shipley. I draw strong women and love it. That's awesome. And Reverend RV says, I love strong women. My last wife tried to kill my daughter's mom. Is that a strong woman? I'm confused by that. I'm going to be honest. I'm very confused by that statement. I don't know what to do with that. All right. I think people are strong in some ways and not others. Yeah. All right. TD, Gary. Yeah, Gary, some of you might know Gary from Nomads in Need. He's been an awesome moderator and helper there. Sherry Ann, subject change. What music do I listen to? Classic rock. I don't really listen to music anymore much. I do on the radio when I'm driving sometimes, but honestly, most of the time when I'm driving, if I can get NPR, I prefer to listen to NPR. That makes me feel so old when I'm like driving around the road and I'm like listening to NPR. I'm like, I turned into my grandmother. My grandmother didn't listen to NPR though, by the way. She was a National Enquirer kind of woman. But yeah, classic rock. In my earlier crazier days, I was heavy rock, Metallica and um Black Sabbath, Ozzy, still love Ozzy. And yeah, can't handle that anymore. Being out here for 4 years really changes my tolerance for music. I can't do a lot of music. And actually, you know what I really am into lately is more folky, like Dylan, like old more folky stuff than rock. So classic rock, yes. Music heals you. I don't listen to much music either. I used to. Nomadic Women. Yeah, yeah. I like either quiet. Yeah. Stream gurgling and wind music for me. Yeah, Ralph. Yep. I've actually, you know what I do like? Flute, Indian flute music, native flute music. I use that sometimes just kind of to relax me at night or something. I'll turn on some native. I love native flute music. Anybody else like the native flute? Joni Mitchell. Yeah, like but I'm trying to think of like I don't listen to audiobooks. Mm-mm. I did in New Zealand. I did for a while when I was doing the Audible thing. I had a couple audiobooks, and I actually did listen to audiobooks in New Zealand, and I've listened to a couple audiobooks when I drive. I don't know. I'd rather read a book. I don't know why. A good friend of mine is really into podcasts, and I try listening to podcasts, and I do every once in a while, but I don't know. Oh, Sharon. Okay, good. Good, Sharon. You did hear my response to the super chat. Okay, good. That's awesome. Yay, thank you. I was hoping I didn't miss another one. All right. All right. Wow, we've been doing this almost 2 hours. You guys are good company. And I'm doing all the talking. I love to talk. All right. Uh try a thunder shirt for Sadie. I just got done doing a whole thing about how Sadie isn't afraid of thunder, but thank you for that. She's not bothered by thunder at all. Pete Seeger. Um, I'm trying to think of like who I was listening to the other day, like that I was really like, oh, I want to listen to more of this. I think Dylan. I heard a Dylan song. Oh, who's like the horse with no name? The horse with no name that going through the desert on a horse with no name and you never get a that one. That type of music is what I want. Kathy Adam, $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Hi Kathy. It's good to see you. I love like all of you that I know like by picture and by name as I'm going through the comments, and I always get to see your comments. It's always so nice to see you. So thank you for being here, Kathy, and thanks for the super chat. Going through the desert on a horse with no name. Who is that? Neil Young. Is that Neil Young? No, Neil Young. America. Yes, America was the group. So, any other questions? I'm gonna start wrapping up here. Bread. Bread is a good one. Yes, America. 2 hours. Time flies. I know. I wish we could all. You know what? I was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Yes, definitely. That's the kind of music, like really like mellow, like almost folksy, right? Kind of yeah. The 70s music. Yeah. Fleetwood, I do like Fleetwood Mac. And the Native American music, Stella says yes. Anyway, so I'm thinking that when all of this is over and we can go out again, I think I'll do some meetups. I really want to, this is all like inspiring me to really want to meet you guys all more. that made no sense. Well, I didn't do the RTR this year because I was in New Zealand. So what do I do to relax at night? I watch TV. I do. I wish I didn't, but I do. I watch TV. Right now I'm watching, has anybody seen the show? I think it's on Netflix called Rectify. Yes, I will do Ella Fitzgerald. I like Ella Fitzgerald. Yes. Yeah, we'll do some meetups. I think it would be really fun. Can you come to a meetup even if you don't have an RV? Yes, you can. We'll have to figure out how to do it. I like Linda Ronstadt. Oh my God, Blue Bayou by Linda Ronstadt. Oh my gosh, reminds me of my ex-husband though, but I still love that song. My ex-husband loved Linda Ronstadt. Rectify, some deep stuff there. Yeah, Sharon. So anybody else watching Rectify? I'm on like the second season. I'm almost done with the second season. Yeah, the lead actor in that, man, he's just so good. I love his vulnerability and his like there's something about that show I really like. We can still social distance. Yeah. Let's break out the karaoke, Nomadic Woman says. I'll have to watch Rectify. Nomad life will survive. It will. I hope so. Um, El Candidate. Carolyn, watch Fleet. Oh my God. Kay, my friend, are you still there? Fleabag. So I freaking loved Fleabag. And then my friend came and spent, you all know Christy. I can say Christy. Hi, Christy. And then Christy came and spent a week with me. And Christy doesn't watch a lot of TV. I don't even think she owns a TV. And she's like, and I was like, have you seen Fleabag? She's like, no, but I want to see it. So we watched it again. So I've seen Fleabag twice. I'm so bummed it ended after what, 2 seasons? I loved that show. She was so funny. Let's go vegan friendly meetup. That would be fun. Yeah. Um, Fleabag was so good. Bye, Kat Kohler Schwartz. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Two Popes is a great movie. No need to be Catholic, just really well done. Valley of the Sun. Two Popes. Okay. All right. like all kinds of different things, whether I'm, is Fleabag on Netflix? Cheryl says, I think so. Netflix or Hulu, but I think it was Netflix. A real person fireside chat. Exactly. We'll have a big bonfire. Oh, Amazon Prime. So Fleabag is on Amazon Prime. Now I'm just sitting here reading your comments and like, I feel like I'm with you guys kind of, except you're all quiet. We're all like doing sign language, or you guys are. All right. Good night. It's been really nice, Marion. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, Free Fall Info into Seed. Free Fall into Seed. Good night. Thank you for being here. Any last questions before we sign off? Bye, Dober Van Adventures. Thank you for being here. Bye, Bernie LeMay. I don't know if that's it. Good night, Dana. Thank you, Rita. I love you guys too. Thank you so much. It's so nice that you guys are all here. So glad I got to be part of this fun. Hi, Maximalist Mary. Yeah, me too. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. So once again, I want to thank my moderators, Ralph and Edie and Paige and Haven and Ralph and Paige and Haven. Thank you. And thank you everyone so much for the super chat. We raised $221 tonight. I really appreciate it. It really all helps me keep the dream alive of being a YouTube personality. A YouTube person sharing my life. It helps me to keep making videos that I care about. That's the thing. For all of you who watch my videos religiously, and I know you do, and it means so much to me. I mean, I know that not every video is like the best, and you guys watch every single video, and it all helps me keep doing this. And because of all of you, I am now at a place where I can talk about things that I want to talk about, that you want to hear about, without having to worry about money. Because even though I'm losing subscribers, and even though my views are a little bit down, you all support me enough through Patreon and Super Chat and watching and sharing my videos that I can take a little bit of a hit and I'll still be okay. And you guys just mean a lot to me. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. And it's pretty awesome that I get to make travel videos and political videos and talk about history, and I get to research and learn for a living. That's pretty awesome. So thank you all so much. Thank you, Janice, Lost to Adventure, Kathy, Adam. Just you're always so sweet to me. So thank you so much. Is Uncle Mo still here? Where are you, Uncle Mo? Did Richard leave us? Richard Thomas, Traveling Lion. Thank you so much for being here. Gary Nichols. Gary, thank you so much for being here. Uncle Mo, you're still here. Thank you, Uncle Mo. I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate you. Always kind, always supportive. Is Richard still here? Richard has just been like on it lately with the trolls. I gotta say. El Corey, thank you so much for being here. Annette, are you still here? It's good to see you. Uncle Mo, Stella, Marion, Beth Smoyer. Mwah. Beth, I know you too. Thank you so much. Did I just miss Rita J? Love all of you. Carolyn, come to Arkansas. Y'all means all. I've been to Arkansas. I will come back. Thank you for the $50 super chat, Rita. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. This was fun. We'll do it again. Have a good night. In the meantime, be happy, be free. The troll whisperer. Wait, who said that? How many tattoos? Okay. How many? So Susie wants to know, how many tattoos do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. 7. All right. Bye for now. Good night. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for investing in my channel and all the different ways that you do, and investing in me. And most importantly, thank you for the moral support. I wouldn't be able to be on YouTube without it. That's for sure. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time. Sunday night. the mouse saga continues. All right, Sunday night. And what was I going to say? In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. You all rock. Thank you. Bye. How the heck do I get out of here? Uh-oh. Bye.